A recipe required 2 parts of butter to 3 parts of flour. Now, the number of guests that were coming increased, and my mom used 10 parts of butter to 15 parts of flour. Do you think she used the recipe correctly? Hi everyone, welcome to Easy Math, and in today's video we will understand comparing ratios. Comparing ratios is very important to understand if the ratios are equal or not. And to be able to compare the ratios, we can do it two ways. Number one is by simplifying one of the ratios. As I see, both 2 and 3 here are prime numbers, and this is the most simplified form. Now ratio 10 is to 15. Now here I see that the common factor here is 5. So I can simplify this as 10 divided by 5 and 15 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2 and 15 divided by 5 is 3. Hence 2 is to 3 and 2 is to 3 are equal. Hence my mom used the recipe correctly. Let's understand comparing ratios by one more method, which is cross multiplication. So when I have two ratios, 2 is to 3 and 10 is to 15, I will cross multiply. So 10 times 3 is 30 and 15 times 2 is also 30. So if the answers coming both the ways is the same, then my ratios are equal. Let's take few more examples. Example number 1. 3 is to 5. Here 3 and 5 are prime numbers. I cannot simplify this. 6 is to 8. I can simplify 6 is to 8, and 2 is a common factor here. So if I divide 6 by 2, I get a 3, and 8 divided by 2 is a 4. Hence 3 is to 4 is not equal to 3 is to 5. Therefore, the ratios are not equivalent. We can also cross multiply and verify. 8 times 3 is 24 and 6 times 5 is 30. Since both are not equal, hence the ratios are not equivalent. Example number 2. I can simplify the first ratio and the second ratio because here I have composite numbers and there are common factors. 6 is to 8. I can divide 6 by 2. 6 divided by 2 gives me 3 and 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So the equivalent ratio of 6 is to 8 is 3 is to 4. And equivalent ratio of 9 is to 12. I can divide 9 by 3, which will give me a 3, and 12 by 3, which will give me a 4. And 3 is to 4 and 3 is to 4 are equal. Therefore, these both are equivalent ratios. Let's also verify this by cross multiplication. 12 times 6 is 72 is to 8 times 9 is also 72. Since 72 is equal to 72, therefore these two ratios are equivalent. I want you to pause your video here and solve these questions so that your understanding about comparing ratios becomes better. I hope you were able to solve these questions. Do mention your answers in the comment. Happy learning. Wish you the best.